their offices physically because this is going to spread COVID-19. However, they are going to be assisted by calling a few numbers before actually going there. 3 men were rescued from Ngonyeni next to a flooded river where they had stayed for over 4 hours last night. And finally, a Numalo family at Gundlini area saw the unforeseen when one of their relatives was caught red-handed performing rituals in the homestead. And now the news in detail. Before we continue with our news bulletin, viewers at home would like to make it clear that the message that is currently going around on social networks of the sudden demise of the acting Prime Minister Senator Thembelihle Masuku are not true. This is a mistake that was apparently made by the SABC. However, they have duly apologized, and therefore Yemaswati can calm down. The Deputy Prime Minister is well and alive. And now we continue with our news bulletin. The Public Service Pensions Fund is urging their clients not to do walk-in services at their offices just yet. The clients are encouraged to call a few numbers that were announced by Langalakhe Dlamini today during a press conference.
The Public Service Pension Fund states clearly that as numbers of people who are coming for claims are rising, it is important to announce to the nation that they want to stop people from visiting the offices, but it is important for people to use other means of communication so to complete their claims. They are willing to serve them with their funeral plans while they are at home to reduce the spread of COVID-19.
So what the fund is now saying is that people must not come to the offices, but they must put their claims via email or via WhatsApp. What the members will need to do is simply just get a letter from the family stating exactly who's supposed to make the claim to the fund, and that claimant must take copies of his identity document and identity documents for 2 witnesses who will also then put their IDs in there, the death certificate, and then a bank statement. On the bank statement, we don't want your balance at the bank, but we want the accurate and correct bank account number where we will pay the money in. If we will pay you using mobile money, we need your cell phone number, a cell phone number that has got the mobile money or any means of receiving money via e-wallet or other means. Then all those documents must be certified by the Commissioner of Courts. Important. People must not take chances. We have other means and methods of verifying the authenticity of the documents that will come to us. All this is done to make sure that the public is not inconvenienced and not exposed to the scourge. So immediately a family member is passed on and you want to make a claim, you just follow these guidelines. Easier way, if you are not sure, is to simply WhatsApp death to this number 7808 5254 or 7806 4757. We will then respond by sending you all the requirements that you have to send in, the ones that I've already stated above. Or you can also call us on our normal or usual number, the PSPF line, 2409 2411 9000. Yes. So once you call us on that number, we'll then be in a position to share the details again as to what you have to submit as part of your claim. Those who have access to email can email us to funeral claims. It's funeralclaims@pspf.co.sz. We will then do all the processing of the claim once we are at home, and then we will send the payment to your bank account, effectively not forcing you to come to our offices. I hope I've covered that issue fairly. That's what we are requesting the public to do. Our second issue, probably because also of the challenges financially that the community and our people are faced with, we are seeing an increase in the number of people who are trying to scam other people by making kinds of unfounded promises. One line of scam is to tell people that PSPF.
He further condemned the issue of those who are claiming to be working for the fund and taking money from people, promising them jobs, and stated that they should report those to the police. For Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shong with Kimbali Mavuso, Mbabane.
The National Disaster Management Agency, in conjunction with the Office of the Meteorology Services in the Kingdom of Eswatini, says that the rains are going to subside a little, or rather in stages. This was said today at the NDMA offices. We have a report.
The National Disaster Management Agency states that above average 120 milliliters of rain was collected in the country, as it is promising that by tonight it will be lighter, promising to be better, even though as it is the summer season, the rains will continue. Eric Sayama from the National Disaster Management states that many things were damaged, including road infrastructure. Some were displaced from their homes, some lost their lives, and accidents also occurred.
Kusasa kuyabulesine tikhona timvula tabe sothi iqhubeka tina kepha-ke akusesito leti etihambelana nale system lebe solo isetuweni ivela kithi. Lamanye ama-reported incidences-ke lesiwatholile related to lenanga letimvula iqhubeka itolo busuku bonke nanamhla ekuseni sikhanzile ukuthi kangoko masithole soloma i-report lethi 32 ama-households abe-affected, ikakhulu infrastructure damage. Lekhanze ukuthi abantu bang-160 laba ababe-affected kawo kodwana laba kufaka eMbabane East lapho kune-9 emakhaya lalimele, eMbabane West abang-4, eMhlangatane abang-2, eNvonjeni abang-5, eNkhaba abang-2, eMotshane abang-5, nase-Espiki abang-7. Kamanzini khona sikhanze ukuthi so far sikhanze isola i-report lethi asengiprema emakhaya ema-households lakhanze ukuthi alimalele tindlu takhona ama-infrastructure, kwaba nebantu abang-15 lesingathi babe-affected. Lokho ekhathi ekukhanyeni kanye naseludzeludze elibonjeni khona sivele ukuthi asangi-30 emakhaya langathi athinzekile tindlu takhona, bantu abathinzekile bang-150 kuleso sigaba leso. Lokho ekhathi esithobeleni, esiphofaneni, enkilongo kanye nasejokothweni. Lokukhulu ukuthi kune-village noma idolitshini inkopolo lekubitwa ngise-Game 5 le-Big Bend, lapho khanze ukuthi kunebantu inanga ingena emandini leyo nkopolo leyo, kunebantu abang-105 nje manje labahlete e-police station lebasabuketela ukuthi bayawulaliswaphi khona le e-Big Bend. Bese kuba neseshiselweni kuna-8 ama-households lakhanze abe-affected abanenanga lekutsikabeteka kwetindlu.
Sayama also stated that they are looking on a way to respond to the disasters that have occurred countrywide. For Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shong, Bexis Ngambule, Babani.
3 men were rescued from Ngonyeni next to a flooded river where they had stayed on trees for over 4 hours. These men were cultivating their crops, as they told Channel Yemaswati, but they could not assist themselves as the water was too strong. We have a report.
Rescued while almost drowning in a flooded river where they told Channel Yemaswati they were cultivating their plants. We spoke to Mandlenkosi Mhlanga, who is one of the 3 who told Channel Yemaswati that they were cultivating their crops when they then decided to sleep last night. He stated that at about 2 in the morning, he felt very cold, and when he woke up, he found that water was getting into his shack. He then woke up to go and get the other 2, where then they found that the river was overflooded and decided to climb on a river. He stated that they stayed from 2 in the morning until 6 in the morning, where they saw that the flooded river was not retreating and decided to call the Royal ESWATINI Police Service for help. This is when they came together with the Fire and Emergency Services personnel, as well as members of the Umbutfo Eswatini Defense Force who came in a helicopter. Mhlanga says during the scary night, he saw his death and he does not wish to ever see that again, and therefore he is never going to go back to that river, nor will he ever cultivate the kind of plants that he was cultivating.
Yeah.
Azangifike.
Ngikhumbula ngathi nelicingo la social maphoyisa.
Mphathi ngadinga ukuthi
bekhona bakhona.
Umnakethu unelicingo okay ngalokuthi sisheshe savusana lamanje asele ngekhathi sengakamandi tinvincumo. Khona ngawuselicingo selifake plasticini. Ukuthi lingabi mandi. Sikhona ukuthi sifole lo plastic for ukuthi sithole shelter. Bathi ke bezingeke kangawo ngoba belina vele kakhulu.
Benilima ini lapha kodwa?
Manje sibe silima ligwayi lapha.
Matshela mina lokhu sekufuneke lokhu udabuyela kodwa. Angeke
ngize ngibuyele my brother. Angibuyele sembele.
Ukhulu ukubona lapha.
Akukhule ngikubone lapha. Kufane kuphila ngiyakwathi kungimanje. Because nazofika ngale kufeni hayi kumati.
He further on expressed his utmost appreciation to all the uniformed forces for the assistance that they received promptly. I'm Kanyisile Mabuza with Kimberly Mavuso for Channel Yemaswati News, Ngonyeni.
There's a homestead that was flooded at ESWATINI area last night, and today Channel Yemaswati paid a visit to the same homestead where we found that the tenants were trying to save their belongings as the water was still at very high levels. We have a report.
The rains, which did not stop since they started as a result of the cyclone Eloise, caused many homes to be submerged in water. When we reached Egelegeni Zulwini, we found that people were trying to remove some of their damaged properties inside flats at Egelegeni. The residents of the area had this to say.
Sazama ukuthi sikhiphele ngetinto la ngekhasi nalo bese timali.
Kulokuchazelele simo nje ukuthi kwentekeni kude indaba limele konke lo.
Hayi kude laba limele sizama itinto nje ukuthi bemandi. Sizama ukuthi khipha la ukuthi.
Ikhona indlela kwakhipha lamantu agcina phelile.
Baya besisavumisele lapha sathi ukuthi ayaphuma wona abanakasela aphuma kahle ngoba khona khomkana lapha ubone lapha wala imanti la ngihlala la ngenhla ngibone ehla kakhulu la ngihlala ngakhona ehla ngase ngiyabona nje lapha se ika overflow la kunetinto ngoba ngifuna isekhathi emfuleni ngase sengizama ukuthi mhlabe imkhosi kumakhelwane sasesiyabhaselele
ingakho nje nijwayele ukuthi njengalesi lazulini ukuthi isicacele kanjani.
Kusho ukuthi nasemfuleni ngathi kumukile nakhona njengala kumuke konke neke bakune nursery kunebhala kunabo restaurant lapha konke kumukile.
He stated that it is impossible to drain the water out of that compound since there is a river near the compound. For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shongwe at Kensile Mabuza Izulwini.
As we enjoy the festive season and the ongoing national ceremony in Gwala, I'd like to remind young people, the youth, that we are fighting two battles here: HIV/AIDS and COVID-19. Here's a reminder that HIV is still there and it is a danger to everyone, especially the young people. We encourage them to protect themselves using all means possible, particularly with condom use. Merry Christmas and enjoy your new year.
Pick n Pay has a heart for Eswatini, which is why we bring you the best every day. Get great deals like P&P High-Low Fresh Brown Bread 600 gram. Get 2 loaves for only 11 emalangeni. And Sunlight Regular or Auto Washing Powder 2 kg assorted. Buy 2 Flexi Bags for only 76 emalangeni. Get Captain Chicken Mix Portions 5 kg for only 139.99. Valid until the 2nd of February. Only at Pick n Pay Eswatini.
New offices in Hlangano. The Family Life Association of Eswatini would like to announce new offices at the Bethesda Mission opposite the NATIC offices. We offer child growth monitoring, STI screening and treatment, and more. We are open from Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. On Saturdays at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Contact us at 76 or 79 776 771. We are also situated at Mbabane and Manzini. Family Life Association of Eswatini.
Welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome all of our viewers who have just tuned into channel Yemaswati. And now we'll continue with our news bulletin. A Ngumalo family from Gunvini saw the unforeseen today when one of their relatives was caught red-handed performing rituals in the family compound. They stated that this was troubling them, especially because he had hurled threats before and one of their family members actually passed away. We have a report. The Ngumalo family from Gundvini saw the unforeseen today when one of their relatives by the name of Kolani Sangweni was caught red-handed performing rituals at the homestead. They stated that this was not the first time, as Sangweni had previously stated that he was going to make sure that they die, all of them one by one. They said shortly after he made that threat, the mother in the family passed away about a few weeks ago. We spoke to Nigiwe Dlamini Ngumalo, who stated that they are even afraid at this point because not only does he say that, but he is also seen rejoicing, telling people that indeed his powers are working.
Lesine so yakhuluma lekhaya kubo uyajayiva utibona ukuthi hayi seyiveliwile inkomathi kodwa ke nyalo ulandzela umfati wamveli ngimi ke lo mfati wamveli kodwa nje bayaqiniseka ukuthi uyeta ngemsombuluko utoenda lokunye emva kwami kulandzela lo mkhula wami naye uyeta utawenda lokunye la kwendawo kodwa nje abantu abakhe sowacedza ngabo namuhla ke siyama ngoba besilandlini nje sithandaza bekubo past 10 nasithi sicedza kuthandaza uqhamuka la uyaguqa la uyazivusana sithi siyaphuma ukuthi hayi bengitohlola malume hayi bengitohlola make.
Banele Ngumalo stated that since they are all relatives and Sangweni is their cousin, his other cousins told him that he was visually and physically celebrating by dancing after the demise of their mother, stating that more people will follow.
Kwathi sawuthandaza kula malanga lawo wangitshela emehlweni straight wathi nenkunzi emuzi la khaya ungena la phumele ngalo kude labatamenda ko yena uloye mina ngabona yini leti la kwenda la khaya wenda tindvo tendeka ngideveli ke usho lo.
Mr. Ngumalo, who is the head of the family, complained of being abused by his nephew, whom he stated that he loves as his own child, but he is very disappointed in him.
Uyinyama yami lo mntwana kodwa indlela la khuluma ngayo ufanele nivele ukukhuluma kumalume wakhe ngaluhlobo lolu unomuntu ekhabonina.
When Channel Yemaswati conducted an interview with Sangweni, he denied all the allegations and denied ever saying all of the things that he was accused of saying.
Kaloku na uyangiva nyalo ukuthi ngikhuluma nawe uyangibutha. Ngikhuluma nawe umlomo nemlomo. Yebo musa.
Bakusukela ngani baba?
Angathi. Akuthi ngidleni. Angathi ngosiya. Wala mina angathi. Angathi.
Kwendekani kumalume wakho lasho? Udliwa yini?
Angathi ngangekho kude lengwathiko nokuthi wakhambile kude lengwathiko.
Ungakhali ngabuthi.
Kude mina lengwathiko nje. Mina ngithiphilela nje ngicalele ekhaya kuthi umuntu lokakhulume.
However, when Channel Yemaswati reporters compiled the report, Sangweni was made to point at the places where he dug into and put muti as he stated that he would. The reporters even left their homestead while Sangweni was still walking around everywhere, doing nothing and digging things that were unnecessary. However, he did pick up a few coins from the yard, stating that he's the one who had scattered them there, and whoever walked upon them is going to feel the wrath of his rituals. I am Kanyisile Mabuza with Kimberly Mavusa for Channel Yemaswati News Gunvini. The storms wreaked havoc at various places, and we shall see them in this following report.
Cyclone Eloise left havoc in every corner of the country. Even in the rural areas, they are complaining about the issues that they had faced since last night. One of the families which were left without a roof or a house to sleep in explained their ordeal since they lost food and other amenities.
Kora to 4 wabe kufika lesiphepho lana besilandlini sonke la besikhona khona awafika umoya wavibita le ndlu lesilala kuyo.
Bemela kuphi nje?
Besilele ngale kaSikhona lesicele khona zalala.
Uhambe konke netimpahla nekudla la.
Konke nje veze nje la siphuma sashiya konke la kwanethwa tingubo tabamandi timphadla kudla kwabamandi.
Sithe kodwa kusengikuphi maka?
Kukaba becubulane Dlamini.
Ephuzi moya.
Ephuzi moya
Kamkhwele. Ithi inombolo lapho.
Ithi 78 16 84 17.
Awuphinze maka?
78 16 84 17.
Ngibona.
Ngiyaphila nami nawe. Lapha ngibona lapha ngisingicela sikufanele ngikhanza kunakele lana ngibona lale sikondela lapha ngibona siguguke lapha kuhambe ihlahla emgwaqweni nawe mhlambe ubone ekhawashi noma bowendala ngibona kumkwethu kwethu mhlambe ungathi nesivele.
Hayi yabona ngendlela ngalokho kwenda into. Ngicela la kumali evele. Wagcwala la mali konke njalo na ubuka ngala.
Yes.
Lebusiness isikhathi vele wabaflated. Wafanele okay. Kana wagcwala lo lesamo lapha. Asinathu wadela mali ofremba eta iside nathola sikhala ukuthi afuna ukukhulu.
Okay.
Kana ngisagcwalisa ngala the pressure futhi be too much ashazi ukuthi ivinqumbi nje nobona lana building nayo inside nje too much. Cha ngibona bonke.
Mhlambe lo ngakusho esive nje ungacela ukuthini mhlambe uhulumende mhlambe lo nganisita kako la.
Abesicela siside vele kakhulu la ubuka nje nekhaya lethi seside tax la bahamba magcina lo lemsuka la lofika le because lo nje
akusebenzele yini la ngibona lapho ngathi yile ngibona ngathi kuyini lo kwalo sikondela lesibe sila kulomgwaqo wesibona sasikhekhukile silapho kuhamba njani lapho
sikondela lesibe sihamba
sisuka kuphi
sisuka nje wait ngiyoka kubheka le kwaqala lapha
sikugubukile.
And at Hilltop, a wall fence collapsed, hitting their neighbor's wall. Fortunately, no one was injured or died.
Ngibangela kakhulu yaloku kulamandi laqhamuka lapha emgwaqweni, so aqhamuke asihamba ngespeed lesikhulu. Njengoba ubona nje lapha sizamile ukuthi sivule nomsele, afike walithatha lonke libonza. Mhlawumbe uma singathola lisito ukuthi sizame ukuvimba lamandi lapha emgwaqweni, kwakhe kahle nalemsele lamandi akhona ukuchaneleka ahambe ayongena-ke endaweni la ngihamba khona bese sekulungiseka-ke lamabonza.
Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shonga, Babane.
Residents at Sepoxosini could not travel easily by road to the capital city in Babane. This could be residents who are traveling for work purposes or those who are just traveling to go back to where they live. This was because the roads were closed due to landfalls and landslides that fell into the road, including large rocks that were hard to remove. We have a report.
Babane's Sepoxosini Road was blocked by huge stones and sand following the rains that continued to rain from yesterday. People who are working in the city could not reach to work on time as it was impossible to use that road. The public transport operators had this to say.
Futhi ukuthi indlela ehamba lana siyabeka abantu ngale babuye bagibele amakhumbula amanye siyajika nje endleleni. Kuba ngiloko nje kona siqambisa abantu.
Ngaqaqinisile nje sisofika.
Eish labethu. Bona kusengahambeni sicacisa sizwe siyoyitabala vele ukuthi kusengahambeni. Kusethe lutho nje kwehamba. Lo ngamana hamba ngamana uhamba ngaseBhula okunye ngaseBhula. Ngokulenye indlela ku.
Hayi lesive bese nisitshaja njani njengoba imoto leqhamuka lena sekusitshwa ngekhamba ngala.
Sesisitshaje hafu bese siyakhuluma nalaba sesibhekane half nalamakhulu. Ngoba lamanye isihambo isitolo sihamba somvuzo. Bathatha half nathi ngale nabo bathathe half ngala.
Bakhuluma nabantu.
Yawubona nje mbazo konje. Abantu singazokwendekela la sokuvele kumahlanu nokufuna kuwa nethi kuwe kancane. Nethi ngitolo lapho
usiza ngikhona endini.
Hawu nani sikaze umgwaco okuyitila kwengceki ngebhadi lembi ke ndaba wekuthi abasebenzi ngema weekend. Lesimile ngoba kuyona mna Jesu ngokuhlawulekana awusathi.
Sisitakana njani sizo khona kambo.
Hawu seke haflelwana nyalo. Dawusuhemba walo ushela. Banceke kwela bayengeshela.
Akakhona ikwela.
Asathi usitawona khona kwelo yakhona. Nowakhona nani.
Siyabonga ukukhuluma nabantu.
Lokhu manje kusodana.
Siyabonga Nkosi.
Izikhuni akuhambe kunabasemakhaya bahlale phansi. Ngoba kube nami bengadinga benhle. Kukhulu kakhulu ijala leli liyahluka.
The Ministry of Public Works and Transport had a lot of work to do since many roads were in a bad state. Which on Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shonge with Nobile Makakula, SONKHE.
Thank you very much for staying with us. I'd like to take this opportunity to take a look at our top stories making headlines once again. The Public Service Pensions Fund is urging their clients not to come into their offices physically because this is going to spread COVID-19. However, they are going to be assisted by calling a few numbers before actually going there. 3 men were rescued from Ngonyeni next to a flooded river where they had stayed for over 4 hours last night. And finally, a Numalo family at Gundvini area saw the unforeseen when one of their relatives was caught red-handed performing rituals in the homestead. And with that, we have come to the end of our news bulletin. Do have a good night and may God bless you.